Moving is a fresh start, right? New apartment, new life, that's what I kept telling myself anyway. After the breakup, all I wanted was 4 walls that didn't echo with memories. The apartment was fine. A bit sterile, but it was mine. While I was wrestling with a box overflowing with kitchen junk, I saw it. A single folded piece of paper sitting right in the middle of the clean kitchen counter. I unfolded it. The handwriting was neat, a simple cursive. It read, "Don't forget to lock the balcony door tonight." And at the bottom, signed in the same script, Ethan. My name. Weird. I figured the last tenant must have had the same name. What are the odds? Still, it was a little unsettling. I tossed it onto the counter and kept unpacking, the weird little note nagging at the back of my mind. That night, I was exhausted. I fell onto the couch, surrounded by a fortress of half-unpacked boxes, and passed out without a second thought. I woke up shivering. A cold draft was slicing through the living room. I sat up, my heart starting to thump against my ribs. The balcony door. It was wide open, swaying gently in the wind. I never lock balcony doors, never have. But seeing it agape in the dead of night, after finding that note, I scrambled over, my hands shaking as I fumbled with the lock. It clicked shut with a sound that felt way too loud in the silent apartment. I stood there for a long time, just staring out into the darkness, the words from the note echoing in my head. Coincidence. It had to be a coincidence. The next morning, sunlight streamed in, burning away the shadows and my unease from the night before. I was making coffee, feeling almost normal again when I saw it. Another note. This one stuck to the fridge with a magnet I didn't own. Same paper, same neat cursive. Don't answer the call tonight. Signed again, Ethan. Okay, this was getting strange. Was it a prank? Maybe the old tenant was some kind of elaborate practical joker. I laughed, a little nervously, and crumpled the note, tossing it into the overflowing trash bin. I wasn't going to let some weirdo dictate my life with cryptic messages. I had enough on my plate without playing along with some bizarre game. The day went on. I kept unpacking, trying to ignore the prickle of anxiety at the base of my neck. That night, my phone rang. I glanced at the screen. Unknown number. My first instinct was to ignore it, let it go to voicemail. But then defiance kicked in. I wasn't going to be scared by a piece of paper. I swiped to answer, holding the phone to my ear. "Hello?" I said, trying to sound casual. Silence. Just a dead, empty hiss on the other end. "Hello? Is anyone there?" Nothing. I could hear my own breathing, loud and ragged in the quiet. I waited, my knuckles white as I gripped the phone, but the line remained dead. After what felt like an eternity, I hung up, a cold dread seeping into my bones. It wasn't a prank. Something else was going on. My hands were shaking as I dug the crumpled note from this morning out of the trash. I smoothed it out on the counter next to the first one about the balcony door. Side by side, they were nearly identical. Same paper, same blue ink. Both signed with my name. But as I stared, a horrifying detail emerged. The handwriting, it wasn't mine. It was close, like someone had studied my signature, my way of looping my E and crossing my T, and tried to copy it, but it was just off. The slant was a little too perfect, the pressure a little too even. It was a forgery, a meticulous, chilling forgery of my own hand. Who was doing this, and how did they know what was going to happen? I couldn't shake the feeling of being watched. Every creak of the floorboards, every shadow in the corner of my eye, sent a jolt of panic through me. I had to know what was happening when I wasn't looking. So I did the only thing I could think of. I took the small webcam I used for work calls and balanced it on a stack of books in the living room, aiming it at the couch where I slept. It felt insane, setting up surveillance in my own home against, what? Myself? A ghost? I didn't know. I just knew I needed proof. That night I forced myself to lie down, to close my eyes, even as every nerve screamed at me to stay awake. Sleep eventually took me, a heavy, dreamless slumber. The first thing I did when I woke up was check the footage, fast-forwarding through hours of me just lying there, and then I stopped. My blood ran cold. The timestamp read 3:12 a.m. On the screen, I was fast asleep, but then a hand reached into the frame from just off camera. It placed a folded note on the coffee table. It was my hand, my arm, my sleeve. It was me. I didn't sleep after that. How could I? The video proved it. I was writing the notes myself in my sleep. But it wasn't me, that handwriting, that knowledge of the future. Something else was using my body as a puppet. I stayed awake for 2 days straight, fueled by coffee and sheer terror. But the notes kept appearing. On my pillow when I left the room for a minute, tucked inside my shoe. "Stay awake," one commanded. "Don't go outside," warned another. The most terrifying one yet, I found taped to the bathroom mirror. "Don't trust your reflection." With each new note, the handwriting devolved. The neat cursive became a jagged, angry scrawl. The pen strokes were deeper, tearing at the paper. It was like watching someone's sanity unravel, letter by letter. And it was my hand doing it. I started avoiding my own reflection. After that note, I couldn't bear to look. But you can't avoid every reflective surface. A darkened TV screen, a window at night, the bathroom mirror. I'd catch glimpses. And that's when I saw it. A flicker of movement. My reflection, standing perfectly still, would have a twitch at the corner of its mouth. A faint, knowing smile, even when my own face was a mask of fear. It was watching me from my own eyes. I tried to convince myself it was just exhaustion, my mind playing tricks on me. Then I found the next note lying on the floor, the letters practically gouged into the paper. It said, "He's almost ready." He? Who was he? The answer was staring back at me from the hallway mirror, wearing my face and a smile that wasn't mine. Panic set in, a frantic primal need to find the source, to rip this thing out of my life. I tore the apartment apart. I wasn't just unpacking anymore, I was destroying. I overturned the sofa, ripped drawers from their runners, pulled pictures off the walls, and I found them. More notes, dozens of them hidden away, tucked under the mattress, taped to the back of the medicine cabinet, shoved deep behind the water heater. Notes I'd never seen before. "She'll leave you," one said, and I thought of the breakup. "The faucet will leak," said another from a week ago. They were all there, a complete horrifying timeline. And as I laid them out, I saw the progression. The handwriting started neat, a perfect mimicry, and slowly, note by note, it twisted into something monstrous, something barely legible, something inhuman. All signed with my name. I had to see it. I had to see him. One last time. I set up the camera again, my hands trembling so badly I could barely press record. I knew I wouldn't sleep, but I lay on the couch anyway, staring at the ceiling, waiting. The hours crawled by. 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m., nothing. The apartment was silent. The air was still. No drafts, no whispers, no movement on the camera footage when I finally checked it. For a moment, a sliver of hope. Maybe it was over. Maybe I had fought it off. Then I sat up, and I felt it. A piece of paper resting on my chest right over my heart. My fingers closed around it, cold and stiff. I didn't need to read it to know what it said. The writing was a chaotic, violent slash of ink. It's my turn now. A month later, the scent of fresh paint filled the apartment. A new tenant, Sarah, hummed as she carried in a box of her favorite mugs. A fresh start. She set the box down on the clean kitchen counter and smiled. The place felt good. It felt like home. As she turned to grab another box from the doorway, her eyes caught something. A single folded piece of paper sitting right in the center of the counter. Curious, she picked it up and unfolded it. The handwriting was a neat, welcoming cursive. It read, "Welcome home." At the bottom of the note, a signature that seemed to smile right off the page. "Ethan." She shrugged, a little confused, and tucked the note into her pocket, the name already starting to fade from her mind.